I'm Zaya Rowe with the New Jersey State Funeral Directors Association, and welcome to a tutorial on how to use our new online account creation for funeral planning choices. The first step you're going to do is go to our website, njsfda.org. Then you'll click Member Login. You'll use your member login details. Once you're logged in, you're going to click Choices Account, and then there you should see an orange button that says New Account Dashboard. If you have multiple funeral homes, you'll be able to use the drop-down to switch in between funeral homes. Once you get there, you'll get to your New Account Dashboard. On the dashboard, you'll see any contracts that you have already started, and then once you submit a contract, they will lie in the submitted contracts. To create a new account, you're going to click this plus button that says Create New Account. There, it will give you the option to choose between a revocable or an irrevocable account. Once you start, you'll be able to enter your funeral director's license number, your first name, and your last name. If you're the manager of the firm, you'll just check this box off here. If not, you'll have to fill in your funeral home manager's information as well. The first prompt it'll give you is who's going to be the taxpayer on the account. It can either be the funeral recipient or the purchaser. You'll click there. You'll fill in the funeral recipient's information next, which will include their date of birth, their gender, their first, middle initial if they have one, and last name. Then you'll fill in their address. For this prompt, it has to be their living address. If they have a mailing address, that's a PO box, for example, you can fill that in on the next page. The town, and then all of their contact details, their phone number, and their email address. The last prompt will be their social. If for any reason you forget to fill out any of the required prompts that have an asterisk next to them, it will highlight red and will not allow you to continue. The next page will be for the purchaser's information. So if they're going to be the same as the funeral recipient, you could just check this box here. If they're going to be an entity like the Office of the Public Guardian or the Department of Human Services, you would check off the box purchaser as an entity and you would fill in their information. For example, we already have OPG filled in as a prompt, so we'll pre-fill that information for you. You'll just have to enter the representative's name. If not, it can be the same as the recipient. And if they have that alternate address like a PO box, you would just fill in the PO box. And then the last prompt will be for an alternate. The alternate has no legal authority. They're only there for mailing purposes. So if they would like all of their information mailed to a different person who handles their affairs, you're welcome to do that. And you just click off if it's an entity or not. And then you will decide if the funeral recipient has a power of attorney or a guardian who's actually there signing on behalf of them. If so, you'll have to check off this box and upload a copy of those documents. And the last step on this page will just be confirming who the reports will be sent to. It can be sent to the funeral recipient, the purchaser, or the alternate if you provided one. You'll click on the next page. This will be for all of the financial information. So whatever the initial deposit is going to be, so if it's going to be our recommended deposit amount of $500, if you do give a price guarantee, you can click this box. If you're providing a price guarantee, it has to be paid up in full. So if the funeral amount was for $10,000, they have to put an initial deposit of that amount, and then you'll be able to break down what the guaranteed funeral price is and what the non-guaranteed advances are, like cash disbursements. Or if you're using a revocable account, you'll have the Flex Trust option, which will allow them to get a monthly payment coupon sent to their home, where they'll be able to put a check and then send that payment coupon out back to us, and we'll make deposits. They'll get one every month, and you're able to set for how many months you would like it to go for. And then your next page is going to be the actual agreement. At the end, you will be able to print a copy of this agreement to give to the family, which just outlines all of the things that they're agreeing to by opening up the Choices account with us. And then this is the page with all the filled in information that you did previously. Once you get to the bottom of this, you will see the initial deposit acknowledgement and then the agreement. And then you'll be able to click to sign electronically as the purchaser, and it will log the date and time. And then the funeral director will also click to sign, and it will do the same exact thing. Every time that you hit the click to sign, it will save that information. So if any reason that you need to go out and do something else, you're welcome to. You would just go up and hit this home dashboard page, and then it would save all the information that you previously entered, including the signatures. And then they'll also sign for the taxpayer. So like the first step we did, you click the taxpayer to be the funeral recipient, they'll also sign here. And if it was a power of attorney, you would just click to fill in that they're a power of attorney. You would have to fill in their first and last name. And then when you click to sign, it'll be their name with the POA at the end of it. And then here you can upload any additional documents. So if you would like to upload a statement of funeral goods and services, you would upload it here. So the next page is going to be the payment page. It will be done via ACH. So you'll need the consumer's routing and account number. Typically, it would be with a checking or a savings account. They can either bring in the physical check with them, or they can provide that information written down or on their phones. You cannot use a cashier's check, a money order, or a certified check to open these accounts. Those need to be mailed in the traditional way. So you'll fill in the account number, the account holder's first and last name, their routing number. And for the routing number, all routing numbers are 9 digits. So if you forget a digit, it will highlight red and will tell you that you missed one. It'll tell you to re-enter that, and then you'll have their account number. And then this is the authorization agreement saying that we're allowed to charge their account for the initial deposit amount, whether that was a partial or paid in full, and they'll sign electronically here. If the account holder is going to be different than the funeral recipient or the purchaser, then you just make sure that it's their first and last name and that they're the individual signing for this. This also allows us, if for any reason that the fund transfer does not process, we're allowed to try it again within 10 days. Then you'll click next, and here's where you'll print your documents. So you'll hit print documents, you'll get 2 copies of the revocable agreement, one for the funeral home records and one for the purchaser. And then if it's irrevocable, you get 3 copies. And that additional copy is for them to provide to their caseworker, for example, if they're applying for Medicaid. You'll hit print here. And then the print dialog box should open on your computers, and it'll also load up a preview. So the first 2 you're going to see is the payment receipt. So this is just confirmation that they paid us with the initial deposit amount, whose account it was, and the last 4 digits of the account number and their signature. You'll get 2 copies of that for revocable, the actual acceptance with all that previously filled in information. And then the agreement, you'll only get 1 copy of this just to give to the consumers. You'll click print. And once your documents have printed, it'll prompt the question, did the documents print correctly? If so, you'll click yes. And then here it will allow you to submit your contract. Once you click submit contract, it will come to the Choices department in real time. Any contract submitted before 3 o'clock on a business day will be open that same day. And then any of the other ones that are open after that time or on the weekend, they will be open the next available business day. So I can click submit contract. Once you've clicked submit contract, it'll tell you that you have set up this trust account. If the consumer opted to provide their email once the account is open, you as the funeral home will receive an email and the consumer will receive one as well. And you'll be able to return to Choices, which will take you back to your account pick list. So if you go to look and your new account dashboard again, you will see that contract and your submitted contracts. This will remain here for 30 days, so you have up to 30 days to continually print this if you need another copy. So we've reached the end of the tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our Choices Department at 800-286-3628 or send us an email at choices@njsfda.org. Well, Trust Administrators will be able to help you.